I'm flat on my back, staring at a water stain shaped like Texas. When the first cruiser squeals up, my ears are still ringing from the shots. Not that anyone cares. Clear, someone shouts. Boots hit the linoleum. Heavy, professional, pissed. Then I hear her. Hold your fire. Everybody stay down. Vanessa, my wife. I don't move. Can't. Really. My left arm screaming where drywall grazed it. And there's a dull throb behind my eye where Marcus's fist connected earlier. I passed out for a minute, maybe two, and woke up to this clusterfuck. Hands where I can see him. Vanessa barks. I lift my right hand. Slow. The other one's not cooperating. Ethan? Her voice changes. Less deputy. More confused. Maybe annoyed. Definitely not worried. What the hell are you doing here? Long story. I rasp. Help me up? She doesn't. Instead, she steps past me. Focuses on the guy standing 10 feet away. Lowering his Glock like he's starring in a damn audition. Marcus Hale. Her partner. Her ride or die. According to half the precinct. Marcus? Vanessa's tone softens. You good? I'm good. Ness. He shakes his head. All wide-eyed innocence. Guy came at me with a folder. Wouldn't drop it. I fired a warning shot. But he kept coming. Had to defend myself. Liar. I open my mouth. But Vanessa talks over me. Ethan, drop the file. It's not a weapon. I say, it's evidence of what you and Marcus have been skimming from the evidence lockup. Marcus laughs. Short, ugly. He's delusional. Stress reaction. Look at him, he's shaking. I'm not shaking. I'm furious. Vanessa finally looks at me. Really looks. And what I see in her eyes isn't love or concern. It's calculation. Like she's already decided how this plays out. Ethan Cole, she says. Loud enough for the body cams clicking on around us. You're under arrest for assaulting a police officer and tampering with evidence. Are you kidding me? I struggle to sit up. He's the one who grabbed me. He's the one who... Turn over. Hands behind your back. Vanessa. Now. Something in her voice breaks me. Not fear. Resignation. I roll onto my stomach, gritting my teeth as glass bites into my palm. Cold steel clamps around my wrist. Then the other, tighter than necessary. Standard issue Smith Wesson cuffs. I know the model. We joked about them once. Back when she still laughed at my jokes. You have the right to remain silent. She recites. Monotone. Anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney. I tune her out. Focus on Marcus instead. He's leaning against the wall, smirking. When Vanessa gets to if you cannot afford an attorney. He mouths one word at me. Pathetic. Vanessa hauls me up by the elbow. Not gently. My legs nearly buckle. Walk. She orders. We move toward the exit. Past uniforms I recognize. Officer Diaz. Sergeant Whitaker. All avoiding eye contact. Except Marcus. He falls into step beside Vanessa. Close enough that their shoulders brush. Good call. Ness. He murmurs. Guy's unstable. Always has been. I know. She replies. Lo, I should have seen it sooner. I jerk my arm. I'm not unstable. I found a ledger. Vanessa, the one from the Hernandez bust. Your name's in it. Both of your names. Next to the missing coke weight. She stops. Turns to me. Her face is stone. Shut up, Ethan. Why? Because the truth messes up your perfect record? Because Marcus told you I was what? Following you? Obsessed? Marcus steps in. He's been leaving notes at the station. Ness, threatening me. I didn't want to say nothing. But, son of a bitch. I snarl. You forged those. Vanessa ignores me. Looks at Marcus. You should have told me. Didn't want to worry you. He touches her arm. She doesn't pull away. He's been off since he lost that data entry job. Barely leaves the house. Starts drinking by noon. You deserve better. That lands. I see it in her posture. The slight relaxation. The acceptance. I laugh. It comes out bitter. You're buying this? After 4 years of marriage. You're buying his version? She leans in, voice dropping to a whisper only I can hear. You shouldn't have touched the case files. Ethan, you're not one of us. Then she shoves me toward the cruiser. Marcus opens the back door, grins. Rides here. Buddy, I hesitate. Vanessa's behind me, hand on my head, guiding me down, not to prevent injury, to assert dominance. Get in, she says. I do. The door slams. Metal on metal. Final. Through the mesh. I watch them. Marcus says something that makes her smile. A real smile. The kind she hasn't given me in months. She climbs into the front passenger seat. Marcus drives. You gonna book him? Marcus asks, glancing at her. After I process him. Yeah. She sounds tired. Chief's gonna have questions. Tell him the truth. Guy snapped. Tried to interfere with a federal evidence transfer. You stopped him. And the bruises? He fell, resisting arrest. Marcus shrugs. Who's gonna argue with a deputy's word? Vanessa doesn't answer, just stares out the window as we pull away from the warehouse. I close my eyes, try to breathe past the anger. This isn't just a frame job. It's a message. Stay down. Know your place. You're nothing. But here's the thing Marcus doesn't know. The thing Vanessa forgot the second she slapped those cuffs on me. My grandfather did leave me a key to a safety deposit box. He left me a goddamn empire. And buried in the fine print of his will, the one everyone thinks disappeared, is a clause that flips the script completely. If Edward Sterling Cole's grandson is incapacitated, imprisoned, or otherwise prevented from claiming his birthright due to unlawful interference by a sworn officer of the law, all assets shall transfer immediately to a private security foundation tasked with prosecuting corrupt officials. I didn't believe it at first. Thought it was old man paranoia. But after tonight, after watching my wife choose her partner over me, I believe it. And I know exactly who to call. The cruiser hits a pothole. My shoulder slams into the door. Pain flares, but I welcome it. Keeps me sharp. Comfortable back there? Marcus calls. I don't answer. Vanessa twists in her seat. Our eyes meet in the rear view. For a split second, I see it, a flicker or something. Guilt? Doubt? Too late to tell. Ethan, she says. Quiet. Don't make this harder than it has to be. Too late for that. Deputy. I reply. Marcus snorts. Feisty little bastard. Ain't he? Vanessa doesn't correct him. Doesn't offend me. Just turns back around. 20 minutes later, we're at the Dallas County Jail. The intake process is a blur of shouting, fingerprinting, mugshots. Vanessa signs the paperwork without looking at me. Marcus lingers near the desk, chatting up the clerk like they're at a barbecue. When they finally lead me to a holding cell, I catch Vanessa's reflection in the polished floor. She's watching me walk away. I stop, turn. Ness, I say. She tenses. When this blows up in your face, and it will, remember who you cuffed first. Her jaw tightens, but she doesn't speak. The cell door clangs shut. I'm alone, sort of. The guy in the corner, big, neck tattoos, missing teeth, grins at me. What did you do, man? I slide down the wall, ignoring the dampness seeping into my jeans. Married the wrong woman. He laughs. Ain't that always the way? I close my eyes, start running through the numbers, the contacts, the one phone call I'm entitled to. Uncle Drew answers on the second ring, voice like gravel and bourbon. Didn't expect to hear from you till the funeral. No funeral yet. I say, silence. Then you in cuffs? Dallas County. Vanessa did the honors. A low whistle. She always was a cold one. Your old man hated her on sight. Yeah, well, she hated my bank account more. I keep my tone light, but my throat's tight. I need a lawyer. One who doesn't flinch when a cop lies. Already en route. Name's Camila Voss. Harvard. Former Doge. Hates dirty badges. Also, she's your cousin. On the Sterling side. I blink. I have a cousin. You have a fortune. And people. And enemies. Time you started acting like it. 2 hours later. Camila walks into the interrogation room like she owns the building. Tall. Sharp-suited. Manicured nails tapping a slim folder. She doesn't sit. Ethan, you look like hell. Feel like it too. She slides a photo across the table. Me, age 6, sitting on Robert Sterling Cole's lap in front of a private jet. Recognize this? Barely. Your grandmother made sure every record of you was buried after the accident. But Vanessa didn't marry a nobody. She married the lost heir to the Cole Empire. And Marcus? He's been feeding her intel for years, telling her you were unstable, broke, a liability. Why? Because if you die without claiming the inheritance, it defaults to the state, or, conveniently, to whichever public servant protects the estate during probate. She smiles without warmth, like a certain detective with gambling debts and a taste for bribes. I lean forward. So Vanessa framed me because she thinks I'm worthless? She framed you because Marcus told her you were worthless. And she believed him because it suited her. I nod slowly. Get me out. Done. But here's the catch once you walk. You don't go back to being Ethan the failure. You become Ethan Sterling Cole. And that means playing a very public game. I grin for the first time in days. I'm ready. She stands. Good. Because your wife just held a press conference calling you a person of interest in an ongoing investigation. Time to return the favor. As I'm released, cameras flash. Vanessa's waiting outside, arms crossed, playing the dutiful deputy. I walk right past her. Over my shoulder. See you in court, deputy. Her eyes narrow. But I see it, the flicker of doubt. The first crack in the armor. It's going to shatter beautifully. Camila doesn't say a word until we're in the back of a matte black Suburban with tinted windows. So dark, they're probably illegal in 3 counties. She tosses me a bottle of water and a protein bar. Eat. You look like you've been living off gas station nachos. Close. I mutter, twisting the cap off. My hands are still stiff from the cuffs. How long you been sitting on the fact that I'm a Cole? Since your granddaddy's funeral. She pulls out a tablet. Swipes past a screensaver of a wolf howling at the moon, classic Texas shit, and angles it toward me. Robert Sterling Cole didn't just leave you money. He left you a war chest. Problem was, your grandmother, God rest her bitter soul, spent 15 years making sure nobody knew you existed. Changed your last name. Buried the birth certificate. Paid off a judge in Austin to seal the adoption records after your dad died. I chew on that. So Vanessa really had no idea. She knew you were nobody. Camila says, not unkindly. That's different. She figured you were some data entry drone from Arlington who'd be grateful she looked twice. Marcus fed that. Told her you were a stalker, a leech, a liability. And she ate it up because it fit the narrative she wanted. I glance out the window. We're flying down I-30 toward downtown. What's the play? First, we fix the narrative. She taps the tablet. Right now, the DPD's official line is that you're a mentally unstable husband who interfered with a federal evidence transfer. We counter with the truth, or enough of it to make them sweat. You're not just Ethan Cole. You're Ethan Sterling Cole, primary beneficiary of the R.S. Cole Trust. And you were investigating suspected evidence tampering by Detective Marcus Hale and Deputy Vanessa Cole. They'll call it a lie. Let him. Camila smiles. And it's sharp enough to cut glass. Because while they're busy denying it, we'll be subpoenaing every log from the evidence locker, every text between those 2 idiots, and every offshore account linked to Marcus's bookie. Oh! And your grandmother's old law firm? Still got copies of the original will. They were just waiting for the right incentive to produce them. I lean back. What's the catch? You stop playing the victim. She meets my eyes. From here on out, you don't flinch. You don't apologize. You walk into a room like you own the air in it. Because if you don't, they'll eat you alive. Vanessa's already circling the wagons. She'll claim she cuffed you for your own protection, that she was following protocol. Marcus will say you attacked him unprovoked. They'll trot out character witnesses. Neighbors will swear you were volatile. Bartenders will say you drank too much. Maybe even a shrink who'll diagnose you with something fancy and temporary. Sound like a party. It's Dallas. Baby, everything's a party until somebody gets indicted. She tucks the tablet away. First stop, your Uncle Drew. He's got a safe house in Highland Park. We clean you up. get you wired, and then you give a sit-down interview to Channel 8. Let the city hear your side from your own mouth. And if Vanessa sees it, she'll see it. Camila's smile widens, and she'll realize she didn't just cuff her husband. She cuffed a billion-dollar problem. The safe house is a Tudor monstrosity with a security gate and a lawn that looks like it's mowed twice a day. Uncle Drew answers the door in a bathrobe and cowboy boots, holding a tumbler of amber liquid. Took you long enough, he grunts, stepping aside. Boy looks like he'd been dragged through a cactus. Thanks for the visual. I say. He claps me on the shoulder, hard, and steers me toward a bathroom bigger than my old apartment. Clean up. Camila's got clothes incoming. And for Christ's sake, shave. You look like a meth head philosopher. 20 minutes later, I'm in a crisp white button-down and dark jeans that actually fit. Drew's pouring coffee when I emerge. Sit, he orders. We gotta talk about your granddaddy's will. You see, Camila mentioned a war chest, more like a nuclear arsenal. He slides a manila folder across the granite island. Page 3. Read it out loud. I clear my throat. Should my grandson, Ethan Sterling Cole, be unlawfully detained, imprisoned, or otherwise hindered from assuming control of the Sterling Cole Trust by any agent of the state of Texas, including but not limited to sworn law enforcement officers, all assets shall immediately vest in the Sterling Cole Integrity Foundation, whose board is hereby authorized to pursue civil and criminal remedies against said agents, including but not limited to forfeiture of pension, revocation of certification, and prosecution under federal civil rights statutes. Drew nods. Translation? You sue Vanessa and Marcus personally, and the foundation pays the legal bills. And since the foundation controls the money, they can't plead poverty. Also, and this is the fun part, the will gives the foundation oversight of the DPD's evidence handling procedures for the next 20 years. You'll be auditing their asses into early retirement. I blink. Granddad planned all this? He planned for Texas. Drew says simply, knew the cops here were as crooked as a dog's hind leg. Figured if they ever came for you, they'd regret it. He drains his glass. Question is, you ready to make him regret it? Before I can answer, Camila sweeps back in, trailed by a woman carrying a camera bag and a guy with a boom mic. Interviews in 20. Ethan, you're on the patio. Soft light. Dallas skyline behind you. Keep it simple. Name. Relationship to Robert Cole. Reason for speaking out. No profanity. No threats. Just facts and a hint of disappointment. Women eat that shit up. Disappointment? Trust me, nothing makes a woman hate herself more than realizing she underestimated the man she threw away. She checks her watch. Oh, and Vanessa's already issued a statement. Want to guess what it says? I shrug. Ethan Cole is a troubled individual whom I try to help. His recent claims of familial connection to prominent Texans are unfounded and likely symptomatic of his ongoing mental health struggles. Camila rolls her eyes. Classic. Blame the victim. Question his sanity. Position herself as a long-suffering wife. Too bad for her. We've got the receipts. She handed me a sheet of paper. Stick to this. Don't ad-lib. And when she watches this, and she will make sure she hears the one thing she never expected. What's that? Certainty. Camila adjusts my collar. Conviction. The knowledge that you don't need her. That you've already moved on. That she's irrelevant. The interview is shorter than I expect. The reporter, a sharp-eyed Latina named Elena, asks easy questions. Lets me land the punches. I stick to the script. But when she asks if I have a message for my wife, I pause. Let the silence stretch. Vanessa swore an oath to uphold the law. I say quietly, I swore an oath to love and honor her. Turns out, she broke hers first. I don't hate her. I just don't need her anymore. Elena cuts the feed. Camila gives me a thumbs up. Perfect. That'll be trending before sunset. Sure enough, by the time we're back inside, my phone, a new one, courtesy of Drew, is blowing up. Notifications from TMZ, the Dallas Morning News. Even a DM from some reality show producer begging for an exclusive. I ignore them all. Focus on the live press conference Vanessa's holding downtown. She's in full uniform, standing behind a podium with the DPD seal, face composed, voice steady. We are aware of Mr. Cole's claims. However, after a thorough review, we have found no evidence linking Deputy Cole or Detective Hale to any misconduct. Mr. Cole's allegations appear to stem from a pattern of delusional behavior exacerbated by alcohol abuse and untreated anxiety. We urge the public to disregard these baseless statements. I mute it. Look at Camila. She's good. She's desperate. Camila pulls up another screen because while she's talking, our forensic accountant is tracing Marcus's offshore transfers. Guess who just bought a condo in Cabo under his sister's name? And guess whose credit card was used to furnish it? Hint, it wasn't his sister's. Vanessa? Bingo. 10 grand at Restoration Hardware. 8 at Neiman's. All charged to a joint account they thought nobody was watching. She grins. We leak this tomorrow. Let the public decide who's delusional. Drew wanders over, refilling his glass. Boy, you ever wonder why she did it? I watch Vanessa on the screen. She's fielding questions now, dodging, deflecting, looking smaller by the second. She wanted the badge more than the band. I say, Marcus offered her power. I offered her stability. She picked wrong. Hell of a price to pay. Drew muses. Hell of a lesson to learn. I stand, stretching. What's next? Camila closes her laptop. Next, we pay a visit to the precinct. Not as Ethan Cole, husband, as Ethan Sterling Cole, plaintiff. We serve Marcus with a civil lawsuit personally, and we make sure Vanessa sees the papers. Think she'll break? She'll fracture. Camila's eyes glitter, and when she does, you don't comfort her. You don't explain. You just walk away, because the sweetest revenge isn't making her suffer. It's making her realize she lost you forever, and there's not a damn thing she can do about it. I nod. Let's go. As we head for the door, Drew calls after me. Ethan? I turn. He raises his glass. Welcome to the family business. Try not to get arrested again. I grin. No promises. Outside, the Dallas sun is brutal, but for the first time in weeks, I don't feel its heat. I feel the weight of the name I'd forgotten. Sterling, settling onto my shoulders like a crown. And in my pocket, the subpoena from Marcus Hale feels heavier than any pair of cuffs. Time to return the favor. We roll up to the Jack Evans Police Headquarters right after lunch. Camila made sure the timing was perfect. Shift change. Cops everywhere. Uniforms. Detectives. Civilians gawking from the lobby. Exactly the audience we want. I'm in a Navy Tom Ford suit Drew dug out of some closet. Fits like it was tailored for today. Camila's beside me in a charcoal blazer, carrying a leather folio like a weapon. Behind us, a camera crew from Channel 11, on retainer now, films every step. The desk sergeant, big guy, name tag reads Rodriguez, straightens when he sees me. Mr. Cole, you can't just... I'm not just anything. Sergeant, I cut in, voice steady. I'm here to serve civil process on Detective Marcus Hale, and I believe Deputy Cole is on duty. Rodriguez hesitates, glances at the camera. I'll check. He picks up the phone. I don't wait. Walk past the barrier like I own the place. A couple of uniforms step forward, then think better of it when Camila flashes a legal pad with federal seal. Word spreads fast. By the time we reach the elevators, half the bullpen's watching. Marcus is in the break room, laughing with 3 other detectives. Coffee in hand, hair perfectly mussed. Then he sees me. The laugh dies. Coffee sloshes over the rim. Well, I say, loud enough to carry. Detective Hale. Perfect timing. What the fuck is this? He sets the cup down hard. You got no business here. On the contrary, Camila steps forward. All cool professionalism. Detective Marcus Hale. You are hereby served with civil complaint filed in the 68th District Court, alleging conspiracy, evidence tampering, and civil rights violations under 42 U.S.C. Section 1983. Also attached, a motion for immediate asset seizure pending investigation into offshore accounts linked to you and Deputy Vanessa Cole. She hands him the envelope. He doesn't take it. One of the other detectives, a woman with a sharp bob, whispers, "Offshore accounts? Marcus?" "Bullshit." Marcus snarls. "This is harassment." "Harassment?" I raise an eyebrow. "Funny. That's not what the transactions from Banco Internacional de las Islas Cayman suggest. $82,000. Routed through your sister's LLC. Used to purchase a condo in Cabo. Ring any bells?" His face pales. "You're bluffing." "Am I?" Camila pulls out a printed bank statement. "Looks like your sister's consulting firm received regular deposits from a holding company registered to, oh, look, the same address as the evidence locker renovation project you oversaw last year. Conflict of interest. Marcus? Or just straight up fraud?" A crowd's gathering now. Someone whistles low. Marcus's boss, Captain Ramirez, pushes through. "Hail, my office. Now." "Captain, this is a setup. Now." Ramirez's tone brooks no argument. He glances at me. "Mr. Cole, this isn't over. Neither is my wife's involvement." I reply, "Speaking of, where is Deputy Cole?" As if summoned, Vanessa emerges from the locker room, still in uniform, hair pulled back tight, eyes red-rimmed, like she hasn't slept. She freezes when she sees me, sees the camera, sees Marcus being escorted away by Ramirez. "Ethan?" Her voice cracks. "What are you doing?" "Serving papers." "Deputy." I hold up a second envelope. "One for you. 2. Civil conspiracy. Aiding and abetting. Misuse of department resources for personal gain. Specifically, that little shopping spree at Neiman Marcus last month. $8,000 on your joint Amex. Charge to training supplies. Creative accounting." She stares at the envelope like it's a snake. I didn't know about the accounts." Marcus said a lot of things. Camila interjects smoothly. "None of them true, including the ones about your husband being unstable. We have phone records. Deputy, text between you and Hale discussing how to manage Ethan's episodes, how to make him look unreliable, how to ensure he'd never be believed." Vanessa's breath hitches. She looks around. The bullpen is dead silent. Every eye on her. "Is this true?" Rodriguez asks. Voice low. "Ness, you set him up?" "I didn't." She stops. Swallows. "I thought I was protecting the investigation." Marcus said Ethan was interfering, that he was obsessed. Obsessed? I step closer. Lower my voice so only she can hear. "With the truth? With the wife who swore to stand by me?" "Yeah, I guess I was." She reaches out. Her hand trembles. "Ethan, please, let's talk. Privately." Private's over. I say, "You made it public when you cuffed me on camera. When you called me delusional at a press conference. When you chose him over me. Tir spillover. I made a mistake." "Mistake?" I laugh. "Cold. You didn't trip. Vanessa, you aimed. You pulled the trigger. And now you get to live with the recoil." Ramirez returns, looking grim. "Deputy Cole, my office. Now." She doesn't move, just stares at me, pleading. "Ethan, I still love you." I lean in, lips brushing her ear. "No, you love the idea of me. The safe, small husband who wouldn't ask questions. But I'm not small anymore, and I don't love liars." I step back, hand the envelope to Rodriguez. Make sure she gets that. Sergeant, wouldn't want her to miss her own deposition. As I turn to leave, Marcus's voice echoes from down the hall, shouting, cursing, demanding a lawyer. Vanessa flinches at every word. Camila falls into step beside me. That went better than expected. She's crumbling. I say, "She's shattered." Camila checks her phone. TMZ already picked it up. Hashtag cuffed husband is trending. And guess who just DM'd me? Vanessa's mother. Wants to talk sense into you. Block her. Already done. She grins. Also, Drew got the will authenticated. Probate court's recognizing you as sole heir by noon tomorrow. We're moving into the Cole estate in Highland Park next week. I pause at the elevator. Glance back at the bullpen. Vanessa's still there, surrounded by whispers. Ramirez's hand on her shoulder. She looks small, defeated, human, and for a split second, I almost feel something. Almost. Then I remember the cuffs, the concrete floor, the way she didn't look back, the elevator dings, doors open. I step inside. Camila follows. As the door slides shut, I catch Vanessa's eyes one last time. She mouths two words. I am sorry. I don't respond. Just watch the doors close. Cutting her off. In the garage. Drew's waiting by the Suburban. How'd it go? Like watching a house fire. I say, slow, satisfying. He chuckles. Boy's got a mean streak now. I like it. He hands me a cigar. Celebratory smoke? I shake my head. Not yet. We got a gala tomorrow night. The Sterling Foundation's annual fundraiser. First public appearance as Ethan Sterling Cole. Camila nods, and Vanessa's been invited, courtesy of the department. Ramirez wants her seen, wants to show transparency. Perfect. I toss the unlit cigar back to Drew. Make sure she gets a front row seat. I want her to see exactly what she threw away. Drew grins. Consider it done. As we pull out into Dallas traffic, my phone buzzes. Unknown number. I answer anyway. Ethan? A woman's voice. Shaky. Familiar. It's Sarah, Vanessa's sister. I stay silent. Look, I know you don't owe me anything, but Nessa's a wreck. She hasn't eaten in 2 days. She keeps saying she didn't know about the money, about Marcus's accounts. She thought you were just you, and that made it okay to frame me? No, I'm not saying that. She's my sister, and I've never seen her like this. She keeps replaying that moment in the warehouse. Said the way you looked at her when she cuffed you. She said it was like watching you die. I close my eyes. Remember that moment. The cold steel. Her voice. Devoid of warmth. Tell her this. I say quietly. The man she cuffed did die that night. What's left? He doesn't forgive. He doesn't forget. And he sure as hell doesn't look back. I hang up. Block the number. Camila glances over. Rough? Noise. I say, just noise. She nods, understanding. Gala tomorrow. New suit, new watch, new life, new rules. I add, outside, Dallas blurs past. Skyscrapers giving way to oak-lined streets. The Cole estate waits grand. Empty, mine, and somewhere in this city, a woman who once wore my ring is learning that some doors, once closed, stay that way, forever. The gala's at the Meyerson. Black tie, crystal chandeliers. The kind of crowd that smells like old money and newer grudges. I'm at the center of it, literally. Round table. Seat facing the entrance. Camila's on my left. Drew on my right. The Sterling Foundation's board is scattered around us, smiling for the cameras like they didn't spend the last decade pretending I didn't exist. Relax. Camila murmurs, nudging me with her knee under the table. You're gripping the whiskey glass like it owes you money. It kinda does. I mutter. I force my fingers to loosen. Scan the room. Politicians. Oil heirs. A couple of DPD brass trying to look like they belong. Captain Ramirez is here, stiff in a rented tux. And Vanessa, there, by the champagne fountain. Alone. No uniform tonight. Just a navy dress that's too conservative for the event. Hair pulled back. Makeup doing its best to hide the shadows under her eyes. She looks small, exposed. Exactly where I want her. Marcus isn't with her. Smart, though not smart enough. There's a rumor circulating that the FBI picked him up this afternoon for questioning. Nothing official yet, but the whispers are loud. A waiter swings by. I pluck 2 flutes of champagne. Hand one to Camila. Showtime. We stand. The room's attention shifts subtle, but palpable. I don't raise my voice. Don't need to. The acoustics in this place are built for speeches. Evening. I say, for those who don't know me, Ethan Sterling Cole, grandson of Robert Sterling Cole, and, until recently, husband to Deputy Vanessa Cole of the Dallas Police Department. A ripple, a few gasps. Vanessa's head snaps up. Her eyes lock onto mine. wide, panicked. I'm not here to rehash old wounds. I continue, lying through my teeth. I'm here because the Sterling Foundation's mission is accountability, transparency, ensuring that the power entrusted to public servants is never abused for personal gain. I pause. Let that hang. Watch Vanessa's knuckles go white around her glass. To that end, I'd like to introduce the Foundation's newest initiative, a fully independent audit of the DPD's evidence management system, funded entirely by the Cole Trust. Starting Monday, every locker, every log, every digital record will be reviewed by a team of forensic accountants and former federal prosecutors. And anyone found to have compromised that system, intentionally or otherwise, will be held personally liable. Ramirez shifts in his seat, opens his mouth. With all due respect, Captain, I cut in. This isn't a request. It's a condition of the Foundation's ongoing partnership with the city. One your chief already signed off on this morning. Ramirez shuts his mouth. Vanessa looks like she might bolt. Camila steps in smoothly. Additionally, the Foundation has filed a formal complaint with the Texas Rangers Internal Affairs Division regarding specific irregularities in the handling of evidence tied to the Hernandez case. We provided documentation suggesting a pattern of misrepresentation and obstruction by 2 officers currently on administrative leave. Obstruction? Vanessa's voice cuts through the room. Shaky, but audible. Ethan, that's not. I didn't obstruct anything. I followed protocol. I turned to her fully. Let the silence stretch. Protocol doesn't include cuffing your husband while your partner stages a crime scene. Vanessa, protocol does include texting. He's losing it. Handle it. While I was bleeding on a warehouse floor. Protocol sure as hell doesn't include charging $8,700 in training supplies to a credit card shared with a man under federal investigation. She flinches, steps forward. Those were mistakes. I didn't know about the money. Ethan, Marcus told me the accounts were legitimate. Said they were part of a confidential informant fund. Confidential informant fund? I laugh. Cold. Sharp. That's the excuse he used for the Cabo condo? The Rolex? The monthly deposits from a shell company registered to his bookie's nephew? I didn't know. Tears spill over. She doesn't bother wiping them. I thought I was protecting the case. Protecting you? Marcus said you were unstable. That you'd gotten into those files because you were obsessed. Because you couldn't handle me having a career. I handled it fine. I say quietly. Until you decided my career, my life, was less important than yours. I loved you. She whispers. No. I shake my head. You loved the idea of me. The quiet, grateful husband who'd stay home while you played hero with Marcus. But I'm not that man anymore. And I haven't been since the moment you chose your badge over your vows. A commotion at the entrance. 2 men in dark suits. FBI lettering on their lapels. Pushing through the crowd. Heads turn. Murmurs swell. Marcus stumbles in behind them. Disheveled. Tie loose. Face blotchy. He spots Vanessa first. Ness, tell him it was her idea. She knew about the accounts. She signed off on the transfers. Vanessa goes rigid. Whirls on him. You lying son of a bitch. You said it was clean. You said. She knew. Marcus screams. Fighting the agent's grip. Ask her about the ledger. Ask her about the night at the warehouse. She cuffed him herself. She set him up. The room erupts. Phone's out. Recording. Ramirez is on his feet. Face purple. The FBI agents haul Marcus toward the exit. He's still yelling. Still pointing at Vanessa. She's just as guilty. She's the one who said he'd never be believed. She's the one who... The door slammed behind them. Silence rushes back in. Thick and suffocating. All eyes swing to Vanessa. She's shaking. Makeup ruined. Dress wrinkled. The Deputy Cole, who cuffed me in that warehouse, is gone. In her place, a woman drowning in her own choices. Vanessa, Ramirez says, voice low, furious. My office. Now. She doesn't move. Just stares at me. Ethan, please. I pick up my champagne flute. Take a slow sip. Set it down. Save it for your deposition. Deputy. I turn to Camila. Shall we? She loops her arm through mine. We walk. past the staring crowd, past Ramirez, who looks like he's aged a decade in 10 minutes, past Vanessa, who finally collapses into a chair, face in her hands, shoulders shaking. Nobody goes to her. Nobody touches her. She's radioactive now, toxic, the pariah of a department already circling the drain. In the lobby, Drew's waiting by the car. He takes one look at my face, nods, heard Marcus saying like a canary, loud enough to wake the dead. I say, slide into the back seat. Camila follows. Drew climbs in front. What about her? I glance back through the tinted window. Vanessa's being helped out by a junior officer, barely more than a kid, looking anywhere but at her. She moves like she's 80 years old. She'll resign by morning. I say, maybe tonight. The department will hang her out to dry to save themselves. Ramirez will leak just enough to make her the scapegoat. She'll lose her pension, her certification, her reputation, everything she traded me for. Camila squeezes my hand. And you? I'm free. I lean back against the leather. And I'm done. Drew starts the engine, pulls away from the curb. The Meyerson shrinks in the side mirror, along with everything and everyone I'm leaving behind. My phone buzzes. Unknown number. I answer on instinct. Ethan? Vanessa's voice. Raw, barely recognizable. Please, just listen. I hang up, block the number. Camila says nothing, just rests her head on my shoulder as we drive toward Highland Park, toward the estate, toward the life that's finally, irrevocably mine. Behind us, Dallas glitters. Indifferent, unforgiving, just like I've learned to be 6 months later. I'm standing on the west terrace of the coal estate, watching the sun bleed out over the vineyard. Place is massive, 20 acres, limestone main house, guest cottages, a stable that costs more than most people's mortgages. All mine, all legally, finally, indisputably mine. Camila steps out in a cream silk robe, hair still up from the rehearsal dinner. She hands me a coffee. You're brooding. I'm appreciating the view. I nod at the gates. Half a mile down the drive. See that black SUV? Third one since sunrise. She doesn't look. Vanessa? Who else? I sip the coffee. Same spot for 3 days now. Different vehicles. Same plates. Private investigator. Probably. Or just her. Too chicken shit to come closer. Ramirez confirmed she resigned night of the gala. No press release. Just a one-line email to the chief. Effective immediately. Camila leans against the railing. Marcus pled out last month. 5 years for conspiracy. 2 for obstruction. Singing like a bird about half the department's dirty laundry. IA's still untangling the mess. And Vanessa lost her certification. Pension gone. Last I heard, she's staying with her sister in Plano. Job hunting. Not having much luck. Turns out former deputy accused of framing her husband doesn't look great on a resume. I nod. Feels appropriate. Not satisfying. Just appropriate. Like a math equation balancing itself out. Inside, the wedding planner, some high-strung woman named Genevieve, starts clapping her hands. Places. People. First looking 10. Camila grins. Showtime. The ceremony's small. 50 guests. Tops. Drew walks me down the aisle, not because I need it, but because he insisted. Family tradition. He growled. Camila's wearing a custom gown that probably costs more than Vanessa's entire annual salary. Looks incredible. Confident. Mine. I don't look at the gates. Don't wonder if Vanessa's watching. I know she is. Let her. Afterward. During the reception. Drew corners me by the bar. Got a delivery for you. He hands me a cream-colored envelope. No return address. Left at the gate this morning. I recognize the handwriting instantly. Vanessa's. Precise. Loopy. The same script that used to sign birthday cards and grocery lists. I open it. Inside. A single sheet of heavy paper. Ethan, I watch you today. From the gates. You looked happy. I hope she knows how lucky she is. I hope you never feel the cold of those cuffs again. I'm sorry I put them there. I'm sorry I believed them over you. I'm sorry I let ambition blind me to the man I married. There's no forgiveness I can ask that you'd owe me. Just thank you for showing me what I lost. Vey. I read it twice, then hold it to the flame of a nearby candle. Watch the edges curl, blacken, vanish into ash. Drew raises an eyebrow. That it? That's it. I dust the ash off my fingers. Burn the envelope too. And tell security if she comes back. They call the sheriff. Trespassing's still a crime. Last I checked. He chuckles. Cold, boy. Real cold. Warms for people who earned it. I glance toward the dance floor. Camila's laughing with the mayor's wife. Radiant. I'm done being a lesson for someone else's growth. Later, a junior officer, now working private security for the state, pulls me aside. Sir, there's a woman at the south gate. Says she's Deputy Cole. Wants to talk. I sigh. Deny access. Log the attempt. And get her plate number. Yes, sir. He hesitates. She's crying. Sir, said to tell you she remembers the cuffs. Every night. I meet his eyes. Good. Make sure she remembers the part where I didn't look back. He nods. Retreats. Camila finds me a few minutes later, out by the stables. Genevieve's having a fit that you vanished. Something about the cake cutting. Let her fuss. I wrap an arm around her waist. You good? She leans into me. Better than good. You? I think about it. About the cuffs. The warehouse floor. Vanessa's tear-streaked face at the gala. The letter turning to ash. Yeah, I say finally. I'm good. We kiss. Not desperate. Not performative. Just settled. Certain. The next morning. The Dallas Morning News runs a tiny item on page B4. Former Deputy Vanessa Cole, cited for trespassing at private estate. No mention of my name. No quotes. Just facts. Drew brings it to breakfast. Tosses it on the table. Guess she didn't get the memo. I scan the article. Sheriff gave her a warning. Let her off with a fine. You could have pressed charges. I could have. I fold the paper. Set aside. But what's the point? Jail's temporary. This, I gesture around the state. This is permanent. She'll spend the rest of her life knowing exactly what she threw away, knowing she'll never get within a mile of it again. That's punishment enough. Camila pours more coffee. Philosophical today. Practical. I squeeze her hand. She made her choice. I made mine. End of story. 3 weeks later. I'm in my office. Floor-to-ceiling windows. View of the Dallas skyline when my assistant buzzes. Mr. Cole? Deputy Cole is here. She's insisting on seeing you. Says it's personal. I don't look up from the acquisition report. Tell her I'm in a meeting with my wife. Yes, sir. A pause. She's crying. Sir. Says she's lost everything. Her job. Her reputation. Her sister won't speak to her. And another pause. She says she's pregnant. Sir. With your child. I freeze. Then slowly, deliberately, set down the pen. Look up. Did she say that to you? Or to the intercom? To the intercom. Sir. Good. I hit the button on my desk. Vanessa, you have 10 seconds to leave the property before I call the sheriff. And if you mention pregnancy again, I'll have you arrested for attempted extortion. We both know that kid isn't mine. You were sleeping with Marcus for a year before the warehouse. Get help and get lost. Silence. Then a choke sob. The sound of heels clicking away. I release the button. Look at my assistant. If she comes back, call the police. Immediately. Understood. Mr. Cole. After she leaves. I sit back, stare at the skyline. Somewhere out there, a woman is learning the final, harshest lesson, that some bridges aren't just burned, they're erased, that some losses aren't temporary, they're eternal. My phone buzzes. Camila, sending a photo from her prenatal appointment. 12 weeks along. Healthy. Hours. I smile. Text back. Can't wait to meet them. Love you. Her reply is instant. Love you more. Come home soon. I stand. Adjust my cufflinks. Custom. Engrave with the Cole crest. Walk to the window. The gates are empty. The driveway is clear. No goose. No echoes, just a future. And it's everything she said it would never be. Perfect,